The Motherland has arrived. Unfortunately, I am Superman of Doom. The people of the Motherland have come. Unfortunately, I am Superman of Doom Chapter 2. He found that he could control the intelligent air conditioner in the room, and he also sensed the temperature and humidity in the room just now. Not only that, Yi Meng's mind moved slightly. The small lamp on the desk suddenly went out, and then lit up in the next instant. When the room was lit up, the mother and daughter who hugged each other and told their thoughts did not notice this abnormality. Smart lights, smart headphones, smartphones, robot sweepers. Yi Meng was shocked to find that he could perceive all the smart electronic products in the room, or in other words, these electronic products were like their own doppelganger. And they could easily control these household smart electronic products by dividing a wisp of mental thoughts like an electric shock. Just now, Morgan Stark called himself Saturday. Yi Meng realized later. Remember that after Iron Man lost the artificial intelligence Jarvis, the second generation of artificial intelligence butler was named Friday. Friday, Saturday. A wisp of static electricity flashed through Yi Meng's mind. It turns out that he is not the camera of his dreams. Rather, the super artificial intelligence of the dream. 0002 after Iron Man's death. Artificial intelligence, abbreviated as AI, roughly means the simulation of human consciousness, thinking information process. A system that can think like a human and even surpass a human calculation. Quote, but unlike the pseudo-artificial intelligence in the world where Yi Meng lives, which is only an intelligent voice program at best, the artificial intelligence technology mastered by Marvel World Iron Man Tony Stark is a real thing. For example, the first generation of artificial intelligence butler used by Iron Man, Jarvis, from the design of steel armor, the development of new element energy, to the management of electronic equipment, network information coordination, technology and network can be perfectly assisted. And then later, after devouring the artificial intelligence Jarvis, the ultimate artificial intelligence Ultron, which increased the programming of AI computing, successfully transformed into his own independent thinking and became a supervillain in Avengers 2, almost destroying Marvel Earth for a while. It was also because of the events of the Ultron Age. Iron Man Tony Stark seems to have deliberately downgraded the AI computing, so that the second-generation artificial intelligence Friday, not to mention compared to the supervillain Ultron, is far from the anthropomorphic level of the first-generation artificial intelligence Jarvis, reduced to an intelligent auxiliary butler without life. Still, Friday is a true artificial intelligence, based on the king of Marvel Earth technology and networking, able to simulate and deduce the quantum realm that travels through time and space. It's just that its daily operation and execution tasks will only be carried out mechanically in accordance with the owner's instructions. And there will be no additional intelligent extension and consideration. Yi Meng's mind is still rapidly emanating, like 1,000 strands of static electricity flowing. Since AI Friday is Iron Man's assistant butler, as the preschool version of Iron Man's daughter of artificial intelligence, Saturday's self, is the AI programming level consistent with AI Friday? Or is it a notch higher or lower than AI Friday? Other than that, he now exists as a real human being, replacing his incarnation as an artificial intelligence. Can he be regarded as having an independent will to develop in the direction of the transformation of his predecessors in Ultron? In the corner of the wall of the warm wooden house room, the cold electronic red light of the camera flashed. No one knew that an artificial intelligence that was supposed to work according to procedures and instructions was replaced by an otherworldly human with a real human mind. Since the computing speed far exceeds the limits of the human brain, all kinds of messy thoughts are in Yi Meng's thoughts. The more I think about it, the more questions are not answered, but they increase. Forget it, there is not enough information now, let's explore the current dream. Yi Meng stopped the endless and meaningless deduction of his own program code. With the smart camera in the corner, his gaze silently fell back to the bed, and Pepper, known as Pepper, who is Iron Man's wife, and his 5-year-old daughter Morgan are still hugging each other. Compared with the highly restored cosplay interpretation in the movie. At present, as the undead little Pepper is undoubtedly more beautiful and sexy, perhaps because of the natural stunner and proper maintenance. The beautiful and upright face has not left the slightest trace of the years, the golden hair is unrestrained and casually draped over the shoulders and white neck. The loose and thin pajamas are difficult to hide the peach-like plump and ripe curves. Even if you wear pajamas, you still exude the intellectual charm of a mature woman from the inside out. And there is an additional seductive charm that only the male owner of the family can witness. In her arms, after soft soothing, little Loli has stopped crying, but her eyes are still red, and she looks lovely. Yi Meng knew it without going through online channels, just through the conversation between the two. In the present moment of the dream, it should be the time when Iron Man Tony Stark shot that salvation snap finger and sacrificed not long ago. That is, Avengers IV has just finished the end of the blacksmith. Yi Meng secretly sighed, inside and outside, in the eyes of many. Iron Man Tony Stark is a superhero who is 1,000 times faster than Spider-Man and Superman, poor heroes who have to work in debt after taking off their uniforms. When living in a personal life, He is rich and a billionaire. Stark is the first industry of Marvel Earth, not one of them. In terms of the degree of wealth gathering, only Wakanda, a panther country with a vibranium mine at home, can compare with the degree of wealth accumulation. He is very handsome and has a very attractive personality. A model girl who can sleep through 12 issues of New York Fashion magazine in a year, can catch up with beautiful journalists, beautiful politicians, and beautiful scientists at will. And can take it home the same day and continue to change the next day. When being the superhero, he has a scientific and technological intelligence mind that exceeds ordinary people and even exceeds the current era. And can develop the first generation of steel armor that hangs the sky in the cave, can control nuclear energy, new energy elements, nanotechnology, time machines and other super black technology branches, and has a variety of cool steel suits that are deformed and restrained. But in Yiming's opinion, Iron Man Tony Stark is a tragic heroic figure. He lost his parents since he was a child, faced with various doubts from the outside world, when he relied on his own mind to re-establish Stark in the first industry. He was betrayed by his godfather and company partner backhandedly, and his chest was forced to open a blood hole that could only rely on the energy core to survive. He single-handedly founded the Avengers, the strongest superhero team on Earth, but when he wanted to avenge his parents, he was betrayed by his hero partner. And finally defeated by Captain America with a shield made by his father and the Winter Soldier. He has always had anxiety disorders, worrying all day and night about the future enemies facing the Earth, but he has been questioned by the outside world and even his heroic companions. And in the final war he has become the most important person that everyone depends on. He is the only hero of the Avengers trio to die in Endgame. Captain America also traveled back to World War II to get married, and his wife Carter grew old together. As for Thor, it is said that he has successfully lost weight and embarked on a journey of love and thunder, who knows? And even finally, after Iron Man Tony Stark sacrificed for salvation, only the mother and daughter of Pepper and Morgan were left, and Stark Industries as a legacy was still remembered by villains all day. And the single-handedly supported and cultivated Spider-Man Peter Parker, as the successor of the heroic faith, is obviously just a naive child, far from reaching the height of expectations. All kinds of rotten and willful tumultuous operations. Stark, there is a warm heart of steel. Yi Meng remembered this subtitle vividly and sighed. Lao Tai, leave your wife and daughter to me, I will help you take good care of it. Just kidding. Yi Meng smiled dumbly, it was just a dream. However, if this dream is real enough. Yi Meng's heart was shocked, and he suddenly thought of something. Even if he can't take the things out of his dreams, after all, this is the dream world of Marvel, with almost endless knowledge wealth in various branches of technology and magic. 0003 Dreams and Reality. It's true. Under the special angle of the home camera's slightly convex perspective, Yi Meng looked at the little Pepper whose collar had slipped a little. This is not what he deliberately wants to see. The camera basically records all the scenes in this room meticulously except for a few dead corners. After the mother and daughter finished talking about their hearts, they began to say goodnight to each other. Sleep well. Pepper Potts covered her daughter Morgan with a quilt, got up and did not forget to tell the air in the room, Saturday, take care of Morgan. And report to me in time if something happens. Quote. Yes, Miss Potts. Yi Meng responded fairly quickly, emitting a gentle and smooth electronic sound through the camera that had already been fixed. Pepper exited the room, and the bedroom lamp went out intelligently, and the room returned to darkness and silence, leaving only a small smart lamp on the bedside table that was not dazzling. Yi Meng originally wanted to follow Pepper and transfer his consciousness to the living room outside. But just as Yi Meng left the wooden house room, another cold mechanical female voice sent instructions along the network in the living room outside. Go back, look after the little Master Morgan. She was. Yi Meng seemed to understand something, and silently retreated back without saying a word. Inside the room, the blonde loli closed her eyes, but her tiny eyelashes trembled, obviously not sleeping peacefully. There was silence like this for half a minute. Once again, a gentle male voice sounded in the room, Morgan. Little Lori didn't react at all, as if she was asleep, but her eyelashes were still fluttering. This little guy is quite temperamental. Yi Meng laughed secretly and continued. Well, I apologize for what happened just now, I said something wrong. This time, the blonde loli finally reacted, and her small hand pulled the down quilt, covering the muffled voice of half of her small face. You didn't say anything wrong on Saturday. When a person dies, he is indeed dead, and nothing is left. Quote. I really said something wrong. Yi Meng said sincerely. Even if a person dies, his soul still exists, and he may follow the side of the person he loves, but the other party cannot see it with the naked eye. Quote. Really? Didn't lie to the little ones? Little Morgan pulled down the quilt, revealing the blue eyes underneath the jewels. I really didn't lie to you. If it is the world on Yiming's own side, maybe people are really dead when they die, but the dream here is the world of Marvel. The Marvel universe is truly, as many foreign gods as dogs, strange everywhere. In the mystery behind the scenes of this big world, people really have a body and soul, and even if they die, they have a chance to be resurrected again. Little Morgan couldn't stop the smile on his face and asked happily, "So, Dad, he didn't leave us completely?" "Of course. When you grow up, you can see him again." First chapter previous chapter 2 140th next chapter end table of contents.